This is Extra Paycheck Podcast, episode number 75.
You're listening to Extra Paycheck Podcast, where you will learn how to build and grow your own successful online business. Now, here's your host, Alex Soul.
Welcome to yet another episode of Extra Paycheck Podcast. This is episode number 75, and in today's episode, we will be talking about the amount of time, the number of hours you need to put into your online business. Now, I've decided to take this as a topic for today's episode because I have a lot of people asking me how much time they need to put in. A lot of people telling me that they do not have much time to put into the business, and a lot of people asking me how come I started making money a lot faster than many others online, and that's what we'll be talking about today. So one of the first things that often comes up in conversations and comments and so on, is people mentioning the Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Workweek. Now, I think a lot of people misinterpret this book greatly because the main point of Tim Ferriss explaining how he built a business by working 4 hours a week on that business, he basically explains that you need to set up a system, a business that could run without you, meaning that you invest in outsourcing, you invest in hiring people, and you invest in hiring proper people that could actually take decisions for you, that could do a lot of things for you that wouldn't require your time or your attention. Now, that's a completely different thing. You cannot build a business on 4 hours a week. That's my opinion. You can, however, set up a business that eventually it will only require 4 hours a week of your time, but I would not recommend taking this approach when you're just starting a business, and I would not recommend even starting a business if you think that all it takes is 4 hours a week. Now, let's dig a little bit deeper into it. When I started online marketing in 2007, I think I made my first affiliate commission within the first week or within the first 2 weeks. And a lot of people know it on different forums where I hang out, internet marketing forums. And people always ask me, well, how come I've been working on my website, on my blog for 3 months and I haven't made a single penny, and you, Alex, did it in a week or two? Are you lying, or is it some kind of, did you know some kind of a secret? Was it easier back then than it is now? And none of it is a right kind of a guess of what really happened. The thing is, when I just started learning about online marketing, about digital marketing, about building websites, affiliate marketing, all of that, when I was learning about it, I was completely new to all of it. I was completely clueless about setting up WordPress. I was clueless about hosting or writing content or affiliate marketing or sales or any of that. I was a complete newbie to all of it. Now, what I ended up doing is for the first week or 2 weeks, I was spending an incredible amount of time on learning and taking action. So there were a few days where I would spend up to 20 hours a day in front of the computer learning and once again taking action and using my new knowledge and putting it into the website, putting it into the content. And I did not make a mistake. I just said, yes, up to 20 hours a day, sometimes even more than 20 hours a day. That means sleepless nights. I would just sit and I would just go through it. Whatever I wouldn't understand, I would search it on YouTube, I would search it on Google, I would search it on forums, I would sign up to different kinds of training where I would find the answers to my questions. And I hustle like crazy. This is what helped me make that first commission. Now, when you think about it and you count, let's say my first 2 weeks, let's say I invested like over 100 hours or like 150 hours into learning and starting my own website, my very first blog, my very first website, which was, if I remember correctly, Amazon affiliate or eBay affiliate website. And now I have someone come up to me who says, I've been working on my website for 3 months and I've been consistently putting at least a few hours a week. So their months of work, quote unquote, as they call it, ended up being a total of, 20 hours or less. And they're expecting to have the same results that took me 100, 150 hours. Now, this is the big secret of kind of seeing the results faster. Now, don't get me wrong, you can invest only a few hours a day or even a few hours a week into that website, into learning how to market, into learning every single part of the whole online business, but it will take you a lot longer, not hour-wise, but like a time frame-wise. If you could only invest 1 hour a day, it'll probably take you months and months, maybe half a year, maybe 1 year to finally start seeing results, start seeing traffic, start seeing income. And that's kind of a big differentiator, I think, from people who succeed faster and people who succeed slower. Now, the good thing is that if you keep at it, if you're consistent and you keep taking action, you keep learning and using that knowledge to your advantage, you will succeed as long as you don't give up. The big problem, once again, is that a lot of people will give up because they do not see the results fast enough. We kind of want everything instantly. We want to see results right away. We want to start making money right away, but that simply doesn't happen. If it was that easy, everybody would be running some kind of a business and everybody would be rich by now. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of time investment. And if you're only investing a few hours here and there, it will take you months and months and months to actually see the results. Now, I must admit that at this point, I am putting in a lot less hours than I did at the very beginning. I actually think I do not put enough time into my online business, and it's hard to calculate the exact number of hours I put in there because I'm not very, very well organized. So, sometimes I get distracted by Facebook and by YouTube videos, and I sit down to work, and then I realize that I've spent the last 3 hours doing nothing, like not getting any work done and actually just procrastinating. And that's a big problem for a lot of self-employed people and like entrepreneurs who are just starting. We get easily distracted, and you need some kind of system, some kind of discipline to help you with that. I admit that I have this problem from time to time, and I need to spend less time playing and more time working. However, a lot of people mention that they simply do not have the time to get work done. And only a few of these people are legit. Only a few of these people are actually, honestly, do not have a lot of time, a lot of spare time, a lot of free time to do what they need to do. Now, if you look at most of the people, when they say they don't have time, their schedule is actually very, very open. They work, let's say even if they work 5 days a week full time, then they come home and they just watch Netflix for 4 hours, 5 hours a day. Every weekend they go out drinking with their friends. They spend the next day in bed because they have a bad hangover and they're not doing anything. They're just wasting their time. And boom, right there, you have 30, 40 extra hours in a week that you could have put into your business. But you've decided that you need to watch that TV show. You've decided that you need to go out and get drunk. You decided that something else is more important than your business. So when it comes to saying that you don't have any spare time, that's not the real thing that you should be saying. You should be saying that you prioritize different things instead of putting in the hours into your business and growing your business and building your future. You decide to have fun right now. And that once again comes back to the instant gratification that I talked about a little bit earlier. When we watch that movie, when we watch that next episode of Game of Thrones, we feel instant gratification. We're happy we watched it, we feel good. But when we think, okay, I have to write another blog post and I don't know if that blog post will get any views. I don't know if it's going to get ranked very well in Google. And most of all, I don't know if I'm going to make any money out of this blog post. You will not write that blog post, but you should. That's, once again, it all comes back to the same secrets. You have to put in consistent efforts. You have to invest your time and you have to keep working at it even if you don't see any results. Now what happens is that the more you work, the more time you put in there, the more stuff you learn, you will start seeing what works for you, what doesn't. And that's when, and this is a game changer, because if you keep writing content and that content does not produce any results for you, you'll start figuring out what exactly the problem is. Is your content not good enough? Maybe you're not promoting that content enough. Maybe people are not seeing it because you're not talking about it. And Because let's admit, just writing the content and putting it on your blog is not enough. You have to get the word out. You have to tell other people. You have to tell the influencers. You have to tell the whole world about your content and point them to it. People aren't just going to run to your website just because it's your website and you think it's great. You have to put in a lot more effort. And when you, and the more time you put in into the businesses I just mentioned, the more kind of hints you will get, the more strategies you will figure out, the more analytical you will become, and it will be easier for you to see what works, what doesn't, where you're putting too much time, where you aren't putting enough time. And this way you could prioritize your work, put in more time in something that works. If it's a boring task that takes you 3 hours every day, or even every week, and it's a task that doesn't really bring you any income directly, but you need to work on it, you could hire someone probably on different websites. You could hire someone very, very cheaply who will do that work for you, while giving you that extra 3 hours to work on something that's really important to your business. So that's another suggestion there. Try to find more time, or try to outsource the task that someone else could easily do and doesn't require or shouldn't require you being there or you doing it yourself. I believe that there is always extra time, and it all comes down to what is more important to you: having fun or building your future. So that's about it for today's episode. If you have any questions, or if you want me to elaborate on any of these aspects, maybe help you plan out your schedule, your working schedule, do not hesitate and get in touch with me through the comments for this episode. You can find it at extrapodcast.com/75. Just go there and post your comment, post your question there if you want any other details. Thank you for tuning into this episode once again. Head over to extrapodcast.com/iTunes in order to subscribe to the show, leave a rating and a review. Once again, if you have any questions, do not hesitate asking me, and I'll talk to you next Monday.